I think if the next coming years can make a case for number one, honestly, in that center field discussion.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
Buxton number three. When, like I said in the last podcast and this one earlier, Buxton healthy is an MVP candidate. When healthy, he's an absolute beast. Best. He has a lot of speed, a lot of power. Just gotta make up the plate discipline a little bit, and he'll be really good. And yeah, Trout, J. Rod number two, and then Buxton number three is my top three center fielders.
See, I'm thinking of a guy that has better plate discipline, and that is Brandon Nimmo. I'm going to place him at number three, J Rod number two, and Trout at number one. I think Nimmo is a better outfielder or a better hitter than Byron Buxton. Perfectly honest with you, I think Buxton has the fielding over him, but at the plate, I think that's what matters most in today's game, anyway. So
I just like Buxton in the top three for fielding just because of how fast he is. Like he's insanely fast. So I think that
Yeah.
helps defensively with him out there.
And last but not least, we'll do the relief pitchers. We already know who Eddie's number one is, but that's fine. Let's hear him.
I
Oh, go, yeah, go first, Monty.
I'm gonna go a little weird here. I'm gonna say Clase number one, Diaz two, and Johan Duran number three.
Well, that was really out of order there. That was a good one. I like that.
That's what I mean. I like the list. Didn't say that the list was exactly in the order that I would put it, but I mean obviously Clase and Diaz came out this year lights out in every aspect. I mean Edwin Diaz obviously one of the better, if not the best reliever in baseball right now. Clase just came out this year. I have him at number one just for the fact that he was just dominant all year. Nobody could touch him. He's pitching insanely hard, insanely fast. And Johan Duran's the same way. I mean, he came out this year, was lights out, throwing over 100-mile-an-hour pitches consistently, getting a lot of really good outings out of it. I don't know. That'd be my top three.
I definitely like Zavonchik's list a lot. I would probably put Edwin Diaz one, obviously, and Class A two. Honestly, think you can't go wrong with either one. Putting them both at one or two, I feel like they're honestly. I feel like Edwin Diaz is the Emmanuel Clase of the National League, and Emmanuel Clase is the Edwin Diaz of the American League. I feel like they have the same pitches, they have the same pitch. Like they both top out at 103. I feel like they're really honestly the same pitcher. And I do like Juwan Duran at three. He's throwing a 102 mile per hour splitter. That's literally insane. A 102 mile per hour off speed pitch in the MLB is actually berserk.
Disgusting.
That is literally disgusting. Yeah. That is insane. Yeah, he should be number three. He's going to make a case for number one this year, I'm telling you.
Absolutely. I think all three of them guys can make a case for number one this season.
I'm going to have to agree with both of you here. I mean, I think Diaz and Clase are pretty interchangeable at the one spot. And you guys are forgetting about Devin Williams. I mean, he had a solid year last year.
I like Devin Williams a lot. I mean, he was definitely dominant as well. I just like Johan Duran for the fact, like Eddie said, he's throwing 102-mile-an-hour off-speed pitches. That's insane.
Yeah,
that's unbelievable.
Fair. I don't think I'm beating those lists, though, because I really don't have a number three looking at this. I mean, if I were to really pick one, I would have to put Hader in there, but, like, he's not even on this list. So, I mean, why should I put him at number three?
Yeah.
But
yeah, I definitely think Hader got snubbed.
So we're going to go on to our top five rotations going into this year and also our top five lineups going into this year, man. This is going to be a competitive season, especially with the shift going away. I mean,
I think this is going to be really fun.
Big arms.
The Phillies really got big arms.
It is. I'm really looking forward to it. So we're going to start with Eddie. Give me your top five rotations in the league right now.
Number one, it pains me to say this. I'm going to go with the crosstown rivals, the New York Yankees. That 1 through 4 is absolutely insane. When you have Nestor Cortez being your 3 or 4, that's just stupid. He was a Cy Young candidate last year. He's about to be a 3 or 4 on the New York Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, I'm gonna go with the New York Mets. I feel like Verlander just won a Cy Young. Yeah, he's old, but he just won a Cy Young. Literally just won a Cy Young last year. Scherzer had a down year last year, which sucks because it was the first year we had him. But if he could come up and do what he did 2-3 years ago, what he did for the Nationals when they won their World Series, then I hope that, well, hopefully he could do it, and then that would be very good for us. And then Kodak Senga, I'm telling you, watch out for him. That ghost forkball he throws looks like a fastball in last second drop. With Connor Carrasco, I think is a good 4 and 5 for us. And then for number 3, I'm going to go with the Atlanta Braves. I think Strider and Fried are really, really good. And then Kyle Wright being a number 3 who also helped them a lot. And then the 4 and 5 for them, we'll just have to uh, really just throw strikes for them, and hopefully the lineup could do what they could do, because they're on my top 5 lineups as well. And then number 4, I'm going to go with the Blue Jays, who have Kevin Gossman, Bassett, and Alek Manoah. That's a very, very good 1 through 3. And then that lineup's also insane, so I think that rotation is going to be very good, especially with that lineup that could help them. I'm also go with the Guardians. Shane Bieber is very good. Tristan McKenzie's very good. And three through 5 is decent. Hopefully they could find someone, one of their prospects through spring training, or find someone in spring, like a pitcher through free agency. But I think they'll be very good because that line is also very good. And the Dodgers as number 5.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have the same list in a way. Obviously, I'm going to say Yankees number 1 just because of the sheer fact they signed Rodon. Like Eddie was saying, they have Nestor at 4. They have Rodon 2. You have Garrett Cole as your ace. That's a crazy rotation coming in. Number 2, I got the Mets. Again, it's their 1 through 5 is incredible. I mean, some of the best pitchers in the league on one rotation. It's insane. Number 3, I'm gonna go with the Astros. You got Christian Javier. You got Framber Valdez. I think they're gonna be decent again this year, pitching wise. Definitely. I mean, obviously they lost Verlander, but I don't think they're gonna lose.
Is that really lost though?
I don't think they're gonna lose much sleep over it. I think they're gonna be able to pick it right back up where he left off. But number 4, I have the Braves. You know, Spencer Strider, Shane Bieber, and like Eddie was saying, their 3 through 5 isn't bad. But I mean, usually you have Bieber, Tristan McKenzie on the mound. It's usually got a pretty good outing out of them. Number 5, I can go with either the Phillies or the Dodgers.
The Phillies.
It's
Really?
I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that one. I like Zach Wheeler. I like Aaron Nola. I don't think they have a terrible rotation. Like obviously,
I'm very surprised you put them in.
I'm not sure too many people agree with me on that one, but
I'll agree with you.
I want
to
change my number 4 and 5, and I want to put the Astros because I don't know how I forgot about them. And number 5, I want to put the Rangers. Forgot about the Rangers because the Grom of all, Tiny, Gray, and Lopez are going to be a decent bullpen. So I forgot about them and the Astros. So I'm definitely going to put the Astros and Rangers on my list.
Yeah, I think I'll put Phillies 5. I don't know. That might change tomorrow. Just at this current moment, when I was looking at, I liked what I was looking at. Number 4, I'm gonna go with the Dodgers. I mean, they got a pretty young team out there, young rotation. I mean, you have Dustin May, you have Urias, however the hell you say it. I mean, you got some good guys out there. I think you got a pretty solid rotation going.
I've been thinking about this. So obviously you got to put the Yankees at number 1. I mean that rotation is ridiculous. Now I was torn between the Astros and the Mets at 2 and 3 because I do think the Astros still have a really, really good rotation. And the addition of Verlander and Senga to the Mets, does that outmatch the Astros? And honestly, I don't think it does. And in a sense, I don't think Verlander is going to have many more years in him that he's going to produce like last year or even years prior. That's the only reason I'm going to put the Mets at 3.
He's
For
coming
number
off Cy
4,
Young, though.
I
He's
know,
coming
but
off the
like
Cy Young last year, though.
it's like he's not going to produce though. He's not going to
I don't
do as
know.
well as he used to.
I don't know. The Mets gave him
He's
that
also
2 year.
old.
I think he'll get through the 2 year contract with the Mets and can reevaluate it then, depending on how those 2 years go.
Yeah, that's just my dumbass hot take right there. But and then for 3 or for 4, I agree with the Dodgers. I think they have a really good rotation coming into this season. I think they made some good additions. And Clayton Kershaw is always like he could have a good year or a bad year. It kind of really just like it's a roller coaster with that guy. But for number 5, I'm going to put the Padres in there. I think their rotation is solid. I think they have a good 1 through 4. I think if they get another like a good 5 guy, either from their farm system or they trade for a guy, I mean that's a dangerous rotation right there.
Not too sure who they have pitching wise in their farm system right now.
Yeah, I had no idea.
No, that's definitely a good rotation. Musgrove, Sale, Darvish, definitely scary rotation. They carved the Mets, so definitely a good rotation.
That Darvish is ridiculous, man. Everything he has like 13 different pitches or some shit like that.
He has a lot.
I remember them saying that. He's a wizard. I don't know what he's on. We'll go into the top 5 lineups in the league now. And Zonnie, we'll start with you for this one because I'm curious to see if you throw the Phillies in there again.
Number 1, I have the Mets. I don't know. I'm just liking what I'm seeing with them. Number 2, I have the Cubs. I think the Cubs are going to be a very big sleeper team this year with who they got in the offseason.
Number
Hot
2,
take right there.
Number
take.
Well, I'm not saying this is in any particular order. That's just the list I have. Cubs, I think definitely top 5 lineups coming into this year. I mean, they got a lot of good guys over the offseason. I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with this year. I mean, I think they're definitely deserving the top 5 lineups right now, at least what I'm seeing on paper. Number 3 on my list, I have the Padres. Again, they always have a good lineup coming in every year. I mean, I don't know, it's hit or miss with them. I mean, they got Juan Soto didn't really perform how they thought he was going to perform. I mean, Cronenworth, you got guys coming in, you got guys going out. I guess we'll have to see. Number 4 on my list, I got the Phillies, just for the sheer fact that they got Trey Turner in the offseason this year. I think he's definitely going to be
It's not because of Nick Castellanos, man.
No, but I mean, Trey Turner getting signed with them for huge contract. Again, you got Schwarber, Harper, Alec Bohm. It's not a bad lineup. I mean, obviously the Mid-World Series this past year. I don't know. I think it's looking pretty good though. And number 5 on my list, I got the Astros. It's pretty self-explanatory. They're insane bats. They're insane defense. I like it. I mean, it's coming from a Yankees fan. I like it.
Let's hear yours, Eddie.
For my number 1, this is in order. I have it in order. For number 1, I have the Astros. I think that's the lineup going into the World Series was just disgusting already, and I think the fact that they signed Jose Abreu is just going to boost that lineup even more.